How's it going, guys? Tony here. And today on my channel, I am going to be sharing why I love the NES, Nintendo Entertainment System. Why does it mean so much to me? Why is it so important in my life and in my collection? Well, we're going to talk why. Thanks for watching, guys. Okay, guys, before I get into my reasons why I love the NES, I just wanted to go over some different iterations, versions, at least the ones that I have in my collection. And this is all North American stuff, okay? I don't collect PAL or Japanese stuff. I do want to eventually, and I would love to have a Famicom in my collection. So this is a Model 2 NES. American version, of course. I've had two of these in my collection. This is actually an upgrade, and I do enjoy it quite a bit. When you do play it, there are like little bars on the screen. That's a product of Nintendo basically being cheaper. But the pro to having this is it's more durable, and the top loading, you're not going to have to deal with some of the issues that you're going to have with the toaster I'm going to show here in a minute. And I actually prefer playing my NES games on this than anything. And then, of course, you all know about the NES Classic Edition, and I've been covering this extensively on my channel. And I love this little thing. I've done a full review on it. And you can put every single NES game on this thing if you want to mod it, and that might be a future video. And then what most people think of when they think of NES is the good old toaster. And Nintendo, when they were designing this, they wanted to, at least in the North America market, they wanted to design this to look like a VCR. They wanted it to look like an electronic appliance, not a video game system. And honestly, with that design, it wasn't the best, to say the least. And when you put a game in, you gotta lock it down. And there were just a lot of problems, a lot of defects. And I know I've actually replaced the 72-pin connectors myself. And there's blinking issues. Sometimes the games won't play. The old blow in the system, blow in the game, that trick doesn't really work. And I'm going to tell you, this is not my preferred way to play NES. I have probably not played on one of these in 6 or 7 years. But yeah, those are some NES systems I have in my collection. Okay, guys, let's get down to it. Why do I love the NES? So just a little background, a little history. First, I owned an Atari 2600. I love that thing and just played it to death as a kid. And I didn't own an NES first, okay? I actually had an Atari 2600 and then later a Super Nintendo. And then we actually got a Nintendo. But there was a buddy on my street, my next door neighbor, and he owned an NES. And he actually had quite a few games. But really what I would play the most over there would be Mario 1, Duck Hunt in particular, and also Mario 3, Mario 2, and a little bit of Zelda. He has some other games as well, like Excite Bike and just a few other, random games that I don't remember playing a whole lot. And he also had Metroid. I played Metroid a lot on the NES in the early days. So I remember playing it with my friend, and then later we begged my parents to get us an NES. And we actually ended up getting it at a dirt mall flea market. And man, that thing was a tank. Now, we did have issues with the blinking and, having to clean the system, having to clean the games constantly. But we worked through it. We lived through that. And just a lot of great memories on the NES. Number one reason why I love the NES: the graphics, the sounds, and the gameplay. Okay, the graphics alone, the 8-bit graphics. There's a reason why games today are trying to emulate that style of video games. Look at Shovel Knight. That's a very good example. Because people love the NES, and when they see that style of graphics, they're automatically just transported to their childhood. They love it. And the 8-bit soundtracks are amazing. The Zeldas, the Marios, the Final Fantasies, the Dragon Warriors, the Double Dragon, Castlevania, you name it. The NES was very, very limited in what it could produce graphically and sound-wise, but that is why it's so charming. Mega Man 2 in particular, phenomenal soundtrack. DuckTales, I love it, I love it. And guys, I love the gameplay. Now, you're going to have your really, really, really good quality games, like the Zeldas, the Marios, and Contras, and you name it, the list goes on and on and on. The Mega Man games, but you're also going to have your crap. And I actually really, really enjoy the crappy titles, okay, for some weird reason. The list would go on and on and on. Just check out the Angry Video Game Nerd. If you're not familiar with crappy NES games, Action 52, Cheetahman 2, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, Back to the Future, just to name a few. And some of those games aren't as bad as he makes them out to be, but yeah, I can understand. And some of the gameplay is going to be challenging for all the wrong reasons. Bad controls, reappearing enemies, glitching out, slow down, you name it. But still, I love the good games and I love the bad games. I actually enjoy playing the bad games from time to time. Now the library is very, very extensive. There's over 800 games on the NES, licensed and unlicensed games in the at least North America market. And I have roughly about 500 total. I'm not going for a complete set. Now, if you're going for a complete set, good luck. Start saving your money now. And yes, there are some expensive titles. Some of the most expensive games in the world are on the NES. Stadium Events, I'm looking at you. Nintendo World Championship card, the gray and the gold, I'm looking at you. Little Samson, Flintstones, Surprise at Dinosaur Peak. I mean, come on. The list goes on and on and on. There's several games that are over $100, if not $200 to $300 to $400 to $500. It's crazy how much some of these NES games are sought after and worth. And yeah, it's going to be hard to track down a library today in 2018, but good luck. You can do it. Check out NES Quest, and he does it. It's a few years ago, but yeah, it's relevant to this conversation. Now, some of my all-time favorite games. There are actually some weird ones that I love, like Ultima, Quest for Avatar, North and South. Of course, you're going to love Mario 3, Zelda 1, Zelda 2, the Contras I've already talked about. Mega Man 4 is actually my favorite in the series, at least of the Mega Man series on the NES. And it just goes on and on and on. There's also weird ones out there that you can enjoy and play. Princess Tomato, that's such a weird, weird game. And there's just so much to love about the NES. The controllers are amazing. The square controllers, you get used to them. It just feels right in your hands. And again, Nintendo was designing the controller to where it's not just a video game or a toy. And yeah, the Super Nintendo controller is better and more comfortable. I understand that. I also like all the weird accessories. Okay, I don't own a Rob. I would love to have a Rob and, Gyromite and all that. But yeah, there's so many weird, bizarre accessories. The rock and roller, The power pad is bizarre in my opinion. The zapper is great. I love it. And there's, you know, things like the U-Force and all these bonkers, crazy accessories. The piano, the Miracle Piano. And check, again, I'm referencing the Angry Video Game Nerd. Check him out. And he does actually a video on NES accessories. But yeah, I love the Nintendo. I love it, guys. And I have so many fond childhood memories going to my local rental store. That's another thing that I just love about the NES. Going to my local rental store and just renting and exploring the library. My grandpa, he would rent games for me all the time, not knowing what the heck they were. A good example, Cobra Triangle. He rented that game for me. One of the hardest games for me to play back in the day, but still, that's one of my favorite memories that I actually remember. And there's just so many good childhood memories with friends, playing through Mario, playing through Zelda, trying out the RPGs. Destiny of an Emperor is another great RPG, and just loving the library, loving the memories, loving the time spent with my friends and family. And guys, I adore it, and there's a reason why I covered the NES Classic Edition like I did, because it's so close to my heart and my collection, and just the memories that I shared with people, and the memories and the experiences that I share with you all. And yeah, what are your all-time favorite memories of the NES? What's your all-time favorite game? And what are some games that some people may not appreciate, that others, you know, kind of beat down, like AVGN? And yeah, guys, I've really enjoyed this month, really enjoyed this time, basically dedicating a big chunk of my time to the NES on my channel. And guys, you need to subscribe to me. Today is the last chance, midnight. Today is it. You guys have got to subscribe to me. If you subscribe to me, you might have a chance to win an NES Classic Edition. Actually, I'm giving away two NES Classic Editions. And all you have to do is subscribe to my channel. That's it. Subscribe and you're entered into the contest. I will do a drawing tonight, and I'll let you all know tomorrow who the winners are. Well, guys, again, I love the NES. I love the NES. I could go on and on and on. I wanted this to come from the heart, and I really didn't script anything. I really didn't write anything down. I just wanted it to come out because the NES is special, not only to me, but to so many people. So many people out there. And I love that new gamers are getting to experience the NES because of this little machine right here. And if you are a newer gamer and you picked this up, your parents got it for you, or you bought it out of curiosity, that's awesome. Okay, we're basically making this thing live on forever. And what are your favorite games of all time on the NES? And what are some of your favorite memories that you have of owning an NES? Well, guys, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.